Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Please silence all phones for the duration of the meeting. Welcome to the August 26, 2025 meeting of the THS Board of Directors. I'm Michael English. I'm the president and chair of the board. The meeting is format and hybrid. Quorum is physically present at the HART administrative offices at 1201 East 7th Avenue, and the rest of the board members are participating via communication media technology. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The next item on our agenda is public input. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to be heard? Seeing no one, let's move to agenda item number 3, approval of minutes from the July 29th, 2025 regular board of directors.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Number 4 on the agenda are action items. The first 2 action items are supported by presentations presented at previous meetings, as well as discussions held over the course of the budget development process. Mr. Scott Drainville, HART CEO, you are recognized to speak on the updates to the proposed budget.
Thank you, President English, and good afternoon, board members. So at the July THS board meeting, I informed the board that I had a meeting scheduled with Mayor Caston and her staff to discuss the current FY 2025 budget regarding indirect costs and the proposed FY 2026 Streetcar budget shortfall of $4.3 million. So city staff did confirm that there was $2 million increase allocated to the Streetcar in the mayor's proposal for the FY 26 budget. If approved by City Council, there would still be a remaining shortfall of $2.3 million. I also met with a few City Council members who also are aware of this shortfall. The city also confirmed that reviewing the TH budget in June was late in the game and the city's budget was pretty much completed by then. So we agreed going forward, HART and the city should meet beginning in March or April to discuss the proposed Streetcar budget. The city and HART will be working collaboratively together to find funding to eliminate the shortfall. HART staff has already begun the application process with the CRAs for additional funds to cover the shortfall. So the initial request will be for the full $2.3 million. Last year, the CRAs did approve funding for $700,000. So just as a quick review, last year we introduced the indirect costs after we completed an internal cost allocation plan in lieu of the suggestion or recommendation from FDOT operations analysis. HART also contracted an independent contractor to complete the total cost allocation for all modes. That was completed this past June. At the city's request, they wanted to review the independent contractor's plan and showed a decrease around $100,000 from the original internal plan. The current approved THS budget incorporated indirect costs of just under $1.5 million. So we're trending right around $1 million or just under $1 million for the year end of indirect costs. So the mayor also confirmed the city will be paying all unpaid indirect costs to date. And that figure is about right around $656,000. So we're asking this board to approve resolution R 2025-08-08, the proposed HART annual streetcar operations budget in the amount of $6,092,576.
Thank you, Scott. Good work. Any questions? So the first resolution is R 2025-08-06, approval of the proposed fiscal year 2026 Tampa Historic Streetcar, Inc. annual corporate budget in the amount of $1,923,643.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask Scott a question?
Of course.
Scott, is the city supporting the efforts to have the CRA increase their participation?
They are. I had discussions with the mayor and her staff, and they are supportive of that.
But are they telling the CRA that they are recommending approval? was really, I guess.
So I believe I stated to them that our staff is in the process and they would work on their end, do what they needed to do.
Does that mean they are indicating to the CRA that the city is supporting the request?
Speaking to me, they would, but I don't want to speak for them towards the
Yeah,
CRA.
I understand. I mean, they're telling you though, they're supporting it with the CRA. That's what I'm getting at.
Correct.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Mr. Chair, I had a comment. We have one additional board meeting that comes at the end of next month that will be after the adoption of the city budget, and most likely after the CRA budget. I'm not sure exactly what that schedule is. I'm inclined to move to continue this till that meeting so that we have a little bit more certainty on the city budget contribution toward it, and we can adopt a balanced budget at that time. But I'd like to know what my fellow board members think about that.
Yeah, because if it's a discussion, we have the general fund, the general budget now in the next few weeks. But then we have the CRA budget, and then it would be a matter of, where the streetcar is at and how we split it up and what funding is at, and we make, Mr. Campbell's correct, we try to fix or cure this shortfall of $2.3 million split up amongst the variety of CRAs, increase from the 700,000 previous commitment, see what's available and see where we can move the money around. And then we'll come back at the next board meeting. When the fiscal year ends, September 30th? Okay, so do we still have a board meeting before September 30th?
Yes.
Yeah, so we can come back and.
So if I may, so the HART board has two public hearings that incorporated the streetcar budget. So I would ask that we approve this today, just like we approved last year's budget, because then we would have a spending authority for the 1st of October. So without a budget, we wouldn't have any spending authority for the October 1st. So we want to go through the public hearings for the HART board to approve, with this budget approved.
Now, what happens if nothing gets approved with the CRA budget?
Meaning if they weren't going to cover the shortfall?
Yeah, I mean, in a
So-
worst case scenario.
So worst case, so the strategy is the same as the current budget. We bill actuals. So, we had the budget was at 1.5. We bill actuals, it's trending under $1 million, and the city's been paying, other than the indirect costs, which they just said they would pay, then the the strategy worked out. The budget was paid. So that's kind of where my head is right now with how we strategize on the go forward. My conversations with the mayors, we're confident we would find that funding for the shortfall. But I'm just concerned that we don't have an approved budget going in front of the HART board for the public hearings.
So what do y'all want to do? Yes, please.
Yeah, if I may.
I'll move to approve the agenda item.
Well, hold on a second, David. We have a procedural cart before the horse issue, okay? This is just funding of the HART portion, of the streetcar portion of the HART budget. HART budget isn't incumbent upon us approving that. This is just a funding source. And the HART budget is what it's going to be to operate the streetcar, irrespective of where the sourcing of the funds come from. We're not approving the HART budget. We're just at this point, it's just said, okay, fine. This is the HART budget. This is the streetcar portion of it. We acknowledge what that number is, and that we got to go find those dollars, either from the city, from the CRAs, or in lack of anything, that HART's got to go back and do it themselves. But HART's the one encumbering and incurring the expense. So whether we do it next week or this month or whatever, it's almost irrelevant. Our vote doesn't even really count on this as far as the HART budget, because come the 8th, the HART budget is going to be presented to the board for final approval, and it's all part of it. And unless they shut down the streetcar, this is good. Those expenses are going to happen. It's just where's the funding going to come from? Is it internal? Is it the city? Is it the CRA or whatever it is? So as far as that goes, but I have a supplemental question as to resolution 0806. It's in the amount of 1,923,000. Okay, and the total budget is like 6 mil. So I'm a little confused as to what this resolution is actually covering. The first resolution is the amount of 1,923,643. And it's a number that I was not expecting to see in here. Are we covering? Is this number discussing the shortfall? Is this talking about the direct, the indirect, or everything?
I'll have Ms. Williams come.
Mr. Draper?
Or Ms. Kirk.
Yes, if I may, Mr. Drainville, and to Mr. English and members of the board, the THS budget is basically two budgets. The 1,000,009 is the THS portion. That's the portion that the city develops and gives to us. The next resolution is for the HART portion, and that's the total expenses for the HART. And then we combine it into a combined budget to completely operate THS. So we always have two resolutions. One for the THS portion, which is the city portion, and one for the HART portion, and that's the second resolution.
And how much is that?
It's the
That's
next
the one for
resolution,
this-
Bill.
That's the next resolution for 6 million plus. So we always have two
That's combined
resolutions.
That's combined or pre-combined?
Combined.
That's pre-combined. Both of them are pre-combined.
Okay, so really we're closer to 8 million.
But no, when you combine the two, then you eliminate
Okay,
that
sounds good.
whole number.
Okay, no
That's
problem, I
right.
understand.
And so, yeah, so
Okay.
the combined is less than the combination of the two.
Okay, sounds good. All right, thank you for the clarification.
Mr. Drainville, if I can, and certainly the THS board does what they want to do, but you can always approve a budget and we can always come back and amend the budget. There is nothing against amending a budget after it's approved. So if you want to approve it today with the understanding that once we get additional money, we can come back with amended budget. We can do that also to satisfy the board's concern.
Yes, please.
Your question's answered?
Yeah, I think we need to do it today.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm wondering for the $4 million shortfall, at what point, and excuse my relative newness to this process, at what point did we know that shortfall existed? And at what point did we alert the city of Tampa to start having that conversation about covering that shortfall? Was that made aware to the city before the budget was proposed and adopted, or where are we at?
It's
So-
not a $4 million shortfall. Explain that.
It's a 4.3 million, but so per the tri-party, it states that we have to present the budget to the city on or before June 1st.
Yes.
And that's what the tri-party has said since the inception of the tri-party. As we proposed the budget to the city, they said, well, it's too late. Like you're a month behind. And I was concerned. I'm like, well, this is how the normal procedure's been for years, right? So that's kind of when we knew that, the city didn't budget in for the shortfall. And I learned of the $2 million increase during a budget presentation to the city council. So that's kind of in my conversations is we need to get to them months before June 1st, as the tri-party states, preferably March or April, so we won't get to this point going forward.
Okay, thank you. I don't want to belabor that or belabor the point, but yeah, okay.
So the 6 million is the total budget. That's the second.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Any other questions?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to clarify
Yes,
something
please.
that Mr. Campbell raised. You had requested, or you had suggested a continuance so that the city could have time to potentially approve which portion of the funding, the $2 million that was discussed with the mayor and staff? Well, any part of the budget has not yet been officially adopted, so any contribution that the city is making in the fiscal '26 budget could be adjusted or upward or downward, frankly, within the hearings that are happening next Wednesday and then approximately 2 weeks after that on the 16th.
For further clarification, if that's helpful, if the funds that have been discussed with the mayor and staff on the increases to the budget, which I understand have not yet been approved, we would still have a shortfall of $2.3 million. That's correct?
Correct.
So what is the benefit of us approving a budget that we don't have the funds for? Why are we going that way rather than approving a budget that is balanced and we amend it to have solved the funding gap? It seems more fiscally responsible to operate in that order of operations rather than approve a budget we know we don't have money for. And again, I may be missing something, but.
I believe, again, as Ms. Kirk stated, we can always go back and amend the budget. And Ms. Kirk, I would ask, does that do anything against our spending authority for the first of the fiscal year? Just for clarification.
To Drainville and to members of the board, the fiscal year starts October 1st, and certainly you have to have an approved budget before October 1st. This is our traditional method of approving the budgets. After having this conversation, certainly in the future, we may have to change it. As you stated, we need to get to the city before, we normally do. We've given it to this board for 2 months. And so maybe we need to give it to this board also earlier as we give it to the city earlier. So we could certainly look at the process. But to answer your question, the budget has to be approved before September 30th. We traditionally approve it in August at this board meeting so that the HART board knows that this board concurs with the spending. But as Mr. Schisler said, or Director Schisler said, the HART board is going to do what the HART board is going to do anyway. But this is our traditional method, to bring it to this board in August, get it approved so that the HART board knows that it's been approved at this level. And then, of course, it's included in the HART budget. And the only portion that's included in the HART budget is the HART 6.9 million. The THS stays with this board. The HART board does not approve that, of course.
Okay, so what exactly are we going to do here?
Well, I made a motion. Did someone second it?
Second. Yes.
Let's move to approve.
I moved to approve the agenda item. Yes, sir.
And we have a second?
Second.
I'm sorry, we have a second. Gil? Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay.
Nay.
We have
Nay.
one nay. Okay. The next action item is Resolution 2025-0807, approval of proposed 2026 HART annual streetcar operations budget in the amount of $6,092,576. Questions? We have a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Nay.
And we have one nay. Okay. The final action is Resolution 2025-0808, authorization to offer Winter Village Express on Sundays from November 23rd to December 21st, 2025. Ms. Karen Kress from the Downtown Partnership is here to provide an overview. Karen? Right on time.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry. I think it was on. Hello, Streetcar Board. Thank you for entertaining us coming back for another year. I'm here on behalf of our public space programming team who wasn't able to come, but any chance I get to visit the streetcar, I'm all in. Hey, Brad. I think that you all have the information in front of you, but this is something that we've been partnering with HART on and the Streetcar Board since 2016. I believe that pretty much every single Winter Village trip sells out. And you can see that it's for a fair amount of time from November 23rd until December 21st. I think our financial ask is pretty small. It's $3,475 of a $15,000 budget we allocate toward it. I'm happy to answer any questions.
We have a motion to approve
Second.
in a second. Any other questions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay.
Thank you for your support and hope you can come ride on it.
Have a nice ride home on the streetcar.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is Marketing Services Report. Mr. Wazinski?
Good afternoon, Chair, the THS Board, CEO Drainville. I'm here to provide the July 2025 Marketing Services Report for the streetcar. In July, our team developed several internal safety posters for the car barns, supporting ongoing employee safety initiatives. We promoted for Independence Day streetcar service to downtown events such as Boom by the Bay and Sparkman Wharf's Star Spangled Wharf event. The result was roughly over 6,000 riders on the streetcar that day, which was a 94% increase over our weekday average of 3,125 riders. Marketing also supported a streetcar operator recruitment campaign where we partnered with Streetcar Ops and launched a digital recruitment campaign to attract new operators. The campaign highlighted competitive pay, excellence benefits, including pension and comprehensive health care, and then the chance to join a dynamic customer-focused team. Other events that we promoted streetcar service to included concerts like Ghost, Keisha Cole, Keith Sweat. And then there was a couple big conventions in town, the MetroCon, and also the Phi Beta Sigma fraternity conclave, which brought roughly about 10,000 people to downtown over the week. And then there's also the normal city events like the Mayor's Food Truck Fiesta and the Rock the Park. In terms of media coverage, we had a number of coverage from Creative Loafing, the Business Journal, Tampa Bay Times, WFLA, from a number of things promoting service to MetroCon and events downtown. As far as advertising, the only thing I had an update on was the Tampa Bay Rays decided to extend their streetcar wrap for an additional 2 months. So I'm here if there's any questions.
Any questions? Thank you so much, Frank. Streetcar System Report, Mr. Allen.
Good afternoon, President English, members of the board, Mr. Drainville. July, of the 4,210 trips that we were scheduled, we had 302 missed trips. These were caused by a shortage of available vehicles, which was 110 trips, shortage of operators at 87 trips, mechanical issues at 55 trips, not able to run the breezer because of the weather or manpower, 41 trips, and 9 trips for an accident I'll get to in a minute. That being said, we had just 9 reported late departures with an on-time performance of 99.78. We had on July 10th the accident, which was along at Channelside in Franklin. Private vehicle turned and struck the streetcar and then left the scene. No injuries and no damage to the streetcar. And on July 17th, we had a trolley pole come off and get caught in the OCS, damaging the platform of the car. Ridership was 113,751, up from last year, which was 112,999. And of those riders, 134 were ADA passengers. And infrastructure-wise, the red paint continues to go down. They did the entrances to the right-of-way along Franklin Street in July. So does anybody have any questions for me?
When do you, go ahead, Brandon.
I just had a quick question on the red paint. Are you seeing a meaningful difference in driver behavior where that's been put down?
Definitely have noticed it by the cruise terminal in the roundabout. That's probably the most visible. I'll be very curious when they complete Gasworks, because that was the other area that was always prone to that.
Thank you.
Brian, when do you expect your fleet to all be back here in one piece?
Right now, I'm waiting on FDOT approval to run the last rebuilt car. And then 430, which was damaged in that accident in December, it's due back here at the end of September.
Mhm.
So at that point, we'll be back to our spare ratio and we should be in good shape.
Good, thank you very much. Legal and legislative reports, Mr. Smoker.
Mr. Chair, I have nothing to report.
Thank you. Chair's report. I'll be appearing at the Ybor City CRA Advisory Committee later this afternoon. I'm not quite sure what the ask is, but we'll discuss that after the meeting. And I'll be appearing at the Tampa City Council meeting on Thursday to ask the City Council for their support and approval of the Special Assessment District. Yes, please.
Just a quick question in regards to the coming up to the CRA and looking for that 2.3 million. How many CRAs do you get funding from? Is it Ybor 1, 2,
Downtown and the
Downtown
Channel District.
and Channel? So you have 4, and it would, I mean, I don't think it would be split evenly, the $2.3 million, but if they went from a 700,000 contribution now to, increasing it to that 2.3, I'm just trying to.
I
for a
don't think
future
that's
meeting.
what I'm asking for, but I need to find out.
Yeah, see what the numbers are, how we split them up. Just each CRA, obviously has different pockets of money and see
Oh,
what
I
the
know.
available non-committed balances. And, I'm just going to get my argument ready to,
Sure.
with the rest of the board and see how we figure this out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm under the impression I'm only asking for $700,000 again.
Well, I guess we can discuss
I
that.
beg your
We
pardon?
can discuss that after.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Drainville.
All right, thank you, President Nixon. Good afternoon again. So just to kind of add to what Brian said, we did receive Streetcar 431, which is the first rebuild off this contract on June 26th. We're currently waiting for FDOT, the approval to actually place that back in service. When 431 was delivered, they picked up 433 for rebuild. It's anticipated that the car will be completed in January of 2026. And car 430, which was involved in the accident in December, is scheduled to return to Tampa at the end of September.
Excuse me.
And then for some procurements, HART is upgrading its legacy communication system to a robust, interoperable P25 Phase 2 digital trunk solution by installing current generation L3 Harris mobile radios and accessories to the streetcar. The P25 compliant radio communication system hardware will integrate with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office 800 megahertz P25 simulcast system. The system includes hardware for 10-channel P25 Phase 2 trunk system to support general transit services, including computer-aided dispatch, which is CAD, and automatic vehicle location, which is AVL. At the September 8th board meeting, staff will be requesting the HOT Board's approval to award a contract to Communications International Incorporated for streetcar radio system hardware and installation in the amount of $102,410 and a 5-year warranty and support agreement in the amount of $5,083 for a total not to exceed amount of $107,493. And also in October, we'll be issuing a solicitation for the streetcar lift replacement. And that concludes my report.
Thank you so much. Any questions? Is there any old business? Any new business? Any business at all that we haven't covered? If not, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.